Not gonna lie to you guys, not every day someone like me gets to review a movie that might just be the catalyst for World War III, or at the very least was definitely a catalyst to an internet hack dick measuring contest between two countries. It's kinda cool in a way. The Interview. So The Interview stars James Franco and Seth Rogen. James Franco's the personality to this TV talk show. He interviews stars. They talk about Kim Kardashian's ass or Miley Cyrus's vagina. You know, shit like that you don't need to know, but for some odd reason, people love to hear about. Seth Rogen's his guy in the control room, you know. He's like his manager. He's the guy behind the guy. But he's the serious one. He wants to do serious news. Turns out the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, he's a fan of James Franco's show in this movie, and so James Franco gets to interview him, and the CIA's like, yeah, could you kill him? And now this is the movie, and that's the controversy surrounding the movie. Going into this movie, I couldn't help but look forward to this movie. The more the controversy got in our faces, the more I was like, I have to see this movie. I hope to God it's funny at that point. Turns out though, this movie's pretty funny. James Franco and Seth Rogen in this movie, their chemistry, it's out of this world, because they have good contrast between the two. James Franco's hilarious in this movie. He's that hilarious douchebag. He's just a man-child. He doesn't have common sense. He's just a big idiot. He actually acted more like his brother Dave Franco. I mean that in the most endearing way possible, Dave Franco, if you're watching this, which you absolutely are not. But really, he did. But the contrast between him and Seth Rogen was great, because Seth Rogen's like the serious one. He's the one that's like, no, he's the business mind. It's like, we need to do this. We need to do it right. We need to actually start doing the news. And then after that, you just have absurd hilarity you've come to expect from this team. What I loved about this movie is that the controversy actually helped it in my mind's eye, because every joke about North Korea in this movie was like, ooh, too soon. And I love jokes like that. I love those taboo jokes that just make you white knuckle it for a second. You're like, are they allowed to say that? In the 3 acts of this movie, the first act was really hysterical. It was tasteless, and I loved it. The second act of this movie is James Franco hanging out, and it's not as funny because you don't have enough of James Franco and Seth Rogen, which absolutely established the movie from the beginning. Then the third act kicks on, and the third act was actually pretty kick-ass and tastelessly funny. I mean, that's a win-win. And there were a couple jokes in the movie where they were funny when they said it, and they were funny when they said it again, and then this joke kept rolling throughout the movie, actually, and it did change up a couple times, but a couple times they said the same exact joke, and I was like, come on, change it up. Don't be that lazy. It was a funny recurring joke for the first, couple times they did it, but when you start hitting the third, fourth, and fifth, the references start getting a little stale. Ultimately, if the morbid curiosity of the whole thing, the controversy behind this movie drives you to actually watch the movie for $6, you can rent it online and watch it for $6. Know what you're getting into. This crew has made movies before. Just if you enjoyed those, you might just enjoy this. If it's not your cup of tea, you're not gonna enjoy this also. If the other ones were too tasteless, the fact that this is tasteless and now it's just too real, it's not gonna bring you over to the side and be like, I was wrong before, but now I really get it. This movie was raunchy, it was crude, it was hysterical. I laughed my ass off. When the movie was done, I was like, that movie didn't need to happen. But I'm really glad it did happen, because I like laughing a lot, and I laughed a lot in this movie. I will say The Interview is worth buying on Blu-ray. Talk about irony. This was on the Xbox Marketplace, not on the PlayStation Network. It's a Sony movie. That's a Sony console. That's just weird. So The Interview, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below. Let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.